How to build 20-inch arms naturally. I want to show you this cool secret method that many people forget about that allows you and I to achieve optimal hypertrophy as a natural. So check this out. So science demonstrates we know there's sarcoplasmic hypertrophy and myofibrillar hypertrophy. What I find is most programs, most of our mindset, modern progressive overload, is to increase the weight to cause a little bit of, mechanical tension, muscle fiber damage, metabolic stress, whatever you want to believe about the three methods of hypertrophy, which a lot of science has shown is just mostly down to tension at this point. But what we forget about is 20 to 25% of the cell at least is due to its contents. Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, for me as a natural, I find is the key to optimizing hypertrophy. I'm going to show you this cool technique. It's density training. I want to show you this cool technique that I've used to grow my arms 20 inches. My arms used to be a very, very weak point. Growing up doing a lot of push-ups, I always had a decent sized chest and lats, but very small arms. And most of that is due just because they require a specific, deliberate type of training. I'm going to take you through a quick example type workout. So 2 rounds of 12 minutes each. This first round, I'm focusing on the end range of motion, the shortened position. So I'm picking a hammer curl type of movement with the dumbbells, as you see, and then a tricep kickback type movement with this David tricep machine. So the objective is I'm aiming for about 12 to 15 reps each. I don't want the weight too heavy, but I also don't want it too light. I don't want to accumulate too much damage, but I want to accumulate some damage. So it's really a fine balance between having the weight too light and too heavy. So each time I do this, I'm aiming to beat the number of reps I made the last time I did this. And so, again, it's back and forth, no rest. It takes a lot of extreme focus and set it up the appropriate way so that there's no wasted time whatsoever with a stopwatch going the entire time. So that was the first round. I'm going to kind of fast forward through a lot of these other rounds. I get a total of 7 or 8 rounds in this first back and forth superset. With my stopwatch going the whole time, again, trying to keep within that 12-minute window, trying to beat the number of reps I did last time I did this. Again, the key is setting it up well and just going back and forth. Ah. So the second round after a full rest, you're really focusing on a movement that allows you an extreme stretch. So for this, what I'm doing is I'm doing this Nautilus Nitro bicep to the Nautilus Nitro tricep. I find machines work well with several of these types of movements, and I like supersetting this back and forth. Again, the objective is the weight's not too light, but it's not too heavy. I want about in the realm of around 12 reps, back and forth, back and forth. Now, doing this, you're really going to learn some metabolic efficiency. You really learn, it's not as much muscular endurance as much as just being able to deal with the buildup of lactic acid. And it just causes a phenomenal pump, among other things. So setting this up back and forth now in this extreme stretch position. With these two machines, I like a pad behind my back because it accentuates the stretch even more. And my elbows, I want them almost at the tip or over those pads so that I'm stretching the most. So I'm looking for 7 or 8 rounds back and forth with this second superset, kind of fast forwarding through multiple rounds here. Again, extreme focus. I've had enough time to rest in between the first round. I've had some carbs and some branched chain amino acids. I'm feel refueled for this second go around. For me, I like splitting this up from my regular workout. So with my regular workouts, this is typically a PM session or a later session after or in addition to a regular workout. So just showing you the last round here, I've got a great pump in my arms. I'm fatigued, but I'm not like exhausted. The beauty of this type of training is you're not getting a ton of CNS fatigue, but you are getting some metabolite accumulation. You're also getting a little bit of muscle damage, but we're not accumulating too much damage, again, because the weight is moderate. It's not heavy, but it's not super light either. So the key with this is doing it once every 4 to 5 days in episodic bursts. You can't train like this all the time because your body will absolutely adapt. But done in a separate like PM session, I like to do this separate than the regular workout, and I don't train any other arms other than this when I'm working out like this. And again, your body can't do more than 2 things at once, honestly. So it's like if you want to focus on arms, this is a great thing to do in addition to your regular training. So absolutely crucial that you guys ice your arms afterwards. Doesn't have to be right after, but within a couple hours, you absolutely need to ice for this to work. If you don't ice, it's honestly going to be too hard to recover because you accumulate too much inflammation in the muscles, so you really need to ice for this to work. The other key thing to recognize with this, as with like ab training and different types of training methods, your body adapts. So you can't follow this program for more than 4 to 6 weeks without developing a tolerance. So it's something you definitely want to periodically cycle and not train like this all the time.